Hi guys, it's Mardi Gras. Welcome to a very special impromptu baking show or demo. We're going to make some beignets today. If you are lucky enough to be in Mardi Gras, in New Orleans, hopefully you're eating some fresh ones there. But if you're stuck at home on this drizzly, kind of freezy, icy day here on the coast of Maine, this is a great thing to do today with your kids who are also on school vacation. So we're going to throw together a recipe here. This is a Chris Toy recipe. Super simple, super easy to make. We've got a cup of hot water just from the tap, as hot as you can get from your tap. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar, and we're going to mix that together and dissolve it just a little bit, much as we can here quickly. Good enough. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of yeast. That's 1 teaspoon of yeast. We're just going to throw that right in there, and I'm going to stir this in as well. And yeast feeds on sugar, so you want to make sure whenever you're using yeast, usually you want to do a little bit of hot water and a little bit of sugar to make it happy so it'll do its thing. All right, gonna add 1 egg. Preferably that egg is at room temperature. This one is not, unfortunately, but otherwise you're cooling off the water and you're cooling off the yeast. You want the yeast to have a little bit of heat, but this is gonna work anyway because our other secret ingredient is self-rising flour, which has it has a leavening agent already in it, so that it's great for doing quick things that need to kind of rise quickly. And we're going to add 3 cups, scant cups, which means maybe not quite that 3rd cup, not quite all the way full. And I'm going to stir this together. And that's all of the ingredients right there. So that is really quick and easy. And then we're going to be frying these. So you're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes. And while you're doing that, you want to heat up some oil, a high smoke point oil like canola, peanut oil. If you want to put it in there, you can use avocado oil. I don't usually use that to fry with because it's fairly expensive. You're going to make kind of a ragged, soft dough. This is a little wet, so I'm going to add just a little bit more flour to that. Just a little bit at a time because you don't want to make it too dry. And we're just mixing this up nicely. It's going to be a nice soft dough. And that's looking pretty good there. So we are going to put a cloth on this and let this sit for about 15-20 minutes. And while you're doing that, you want to heat up your oil. If you have a deep fry thermometer or candy thermometer, that's the best thing to use to check your oil. But we don't have one right here, so we're going to use the Chris Toy chopstick trick, which is you put it in, and if it starts to bubble, can you see that, Heather? If it starts to bubble, then you know it's hot enough, and that is bubbling a little slowly. I just turned the heat up, and now you can see it's really starting to bubble. So we're going to call that good. And I have dough that I made a little earlier, so I'm going to put a little flour down on my mat here. And it's still a little soft, so I want to make sure I've got enough flour on there so that I can roll it or press it out, just so I can get it thin enough. And I'm going to try not to knock everything off my counter. And I'm just going to roll this to about 1/4 inch or so. And I can tell already this is going to stick to my mat, but that's going to be okay. It's going to work anyway. I have confidence. And I'm going to take my handy dandy dough scraper here. I'm going to fix my microphone so that you can hear me. I'm going to take my dough scraper and I'm just going to cut little pockets like so. And you can make these bigger, smaller. I like them to be easy to pop in your mouth, one bite or two. And I'm just going to plop these right into the hot oil. And I'm making sure that they're not touching in there because I don't want them to stick. And you can see they're puffing up beautifully. That is because of the yeast and the self-rising flour that we used. And when they start browning, you want to flip them. You want them to be golden brown. You want to make sure they're cooked all the way through. It's nice and puffy. And then when they are toasty, I'm going to let these get a little bit browner, I think. When they're done, you want to take them out and put them on some paper towel. So you can see how quick and easy this is. Really fun to do with the kids. Really fun to do without the kids, if you don't have kids. All right, there we go. And while they are still hot and we've got a little bit of oil in them, we're going to put some cinnamon sugar. And these are going to be so good. The staff is going to be thrilled today. And those, my friends, are beignets ready for Mardi Gras. And as soon as they cool a little bit, Mike's going to grab one. He's probably going to burn his tongue on it. Let's see.
The mask's in the way.
Doesn't work with a mask on. Anyway, that's beignet. So quick and easy. Just want to remind you that Thursday, this coming Thursday, we're doing Hamantashen with Susan Horowitz from the Beth Israel congregation, and we're making those for Purim. And we hope to see you then and have fun with your beignet, and happy Mardi Gras.